Hey, everybody, welcome to Book Club. So, today is Tuesday, which means book club every Tuesday at noon. Before we get started with book club, I'm just going to do a few little announcements. I'm Tony Green, psychic medium channel hypnotist healer. Yep, I'm reading from a list. Please don't get scammed. Um, I will never reach out to you. I am the author of 7 books, including What If? A Transformational Guide, which is the cause of today's book club. I have all of my books listed on Amazon. So if you would like to go to, there's a link in the bio for it. And yeah, I think that's it. I think, yeah, I think that's it. So, welcome to the show. Today's question I love. Hey, Maris, how are you? I love today's question um, for so many reasons. So, it is what if we are evolving through different levels of heaven? While you think about that, I'm just going to Nope, that's not what I want to do. I don't know how to do this that way. There we go, right there. Nobody needs to see my leg press in the background. Okay, there we go. What if we are evolving through different levels of heaven? So we're here, right? We're all on this, what we call Earth, this plane. And we know when people, or most of us know or believe when people pass or go home, they go to what we call heaven, and that is a different dimension or level. Now, I don't really like for while we're here on earth to use dimensions. I like to use the term level, and the level that you're on, I'm going to use examples here that would be really easy for everyone to hopefully understand. The level that we are on can be described by our emotional state. So, for example, if we are very depressed, our level might be a little bit lower. Not better, not worse, just a lower level of consciousness or a lower level of the heavenly realm that we are experiencing. If we are happy, let's say euphoric, we will be on a higher level or frequency, whatever you want to call it. So, the best way to describe the levels or frequencies that we would be riding is our emotional state. So when we go through something very sad, like we lose someone, a pet, a family member, a friend, a breakup, however we lose someone, we might be in a lower frequency or level for a moment. But then we come out of that and we go back to our normal level. Now, our normal level would be described as how we feel most of the time. Okay? How do you feel most of the time? That's your level of heaven on earth, if you will. So if there's a time when you feel happier, you're moving up through levels of heaven, right? So I don't want to be I want you guys to put in the comments how you feel about this and where you sit with it. How does it how does this work for you? What do you think of that? And what if we are traveling through different levels of heaven? Now, if God made earth, right? If God created earth, if you believe in God or source created earth, and we are here in source's creation, that would tell me source created a heaven here for us. What we allow in our environment is what will determine our frequency, how happy we are, how sad we are, where we or what level we're on. Okay, I hope this makes sense to everybody. I want you to think back to a time when everything, maybe you just met somebody and you were really happy and really in a great place and just it felt so good, right? Now, here's a little something a lot of people are not aware of. When we meet somebody, it's not the love they give us that makes us happy. That helps, don't get me wrong. It's the love we feel for them that brings us so much joy. Excuse me. And oftentimes, very often, we feel like it's their love that's making us happy. But it's really that feeling coming from inside. But let's go back to when we were first in love with them and we had these amazing, just amazing feelings of joy and happiness, how we felt at that moment, right? And however we felt at that moment would be a higher frequency, a very higher frequency because there was so much love emitting from us. Or when you first have a baby, if you have a baby, or get a puppy or a kitten, something that you just have so much love for, right? And when you have that, you're emitting that. And it's not that that baby is giving you that love yet, although it is, but it's your love for that baby. Hey, Fawn, how are you? Um, it's that love that you are feeling that brings you to that higher level, that higher frequency, that space. In a relationship, let's just use that when we get used to the person, we're not emitting as much love for them. It becomes normal, it becomes everyday, it becomes like, oh yeah, you again. Not like that, but you know what I mean. We're not as enamored with the person as when we first met them. Um, so then we might like go from here to here. However, if what if we could emit that love every day for ourselves and for everything going on? Now you might say that's not even possible. You might say that would be like a state of euphoria every day, but every day we do get up and we have feelings, right? We do. We get up, we have feelings. Some days, maybe those feelings aren't the best. Other days, they're amazing. But what if, just like when we were first in love and we'd wake up and think of that person and how amazing they are, see how I twirl my hair? I don't even have a someone right now. Oh, so awesome. Oh, I love him so much. Right. And it started our day off beautifully. And then everything went good. And even if something went bad, we were like, who cares? I'm in love. Right. So, what if every day we did that and we brought it up a little bit more every single day? That would be at a higher frequency, a higher vibration, a higher level of love. Now, again, if you believe Source, God, Creator created this plane, this earth for us, then it's a part of Source's heaven, if you will. It's a part of that divinity. And the higher you go into your being of love, being in love, being happy, being um, accepting, the better your frequency and the stronger your frequency gets, especially the longer you hold on to it. Now, if we are going through levels of heaven here, of course, we're going to have times when it might not be the best, right? We're going to have days when, like, we didn't get enough sleep and the coffee pot broke, or the coffee pot, the maker. I don't drink coffee. So the coffee thing broke, and, whatever it is, right? Or again, we go through something we just don't love so much. So then we have to bring ourselves back up. So if we are doing that, and I know with things like TV and social media, it can be very daunting to keep yourself here, right? Because there's always something, some kind of information that could be coming at you that is saying, be afraid, be afraid, be afraid, be afraid. And that brings your frequency down if you buy into it, if you get upset about it, if you allow it to become part of you. So, for example, one of the really big things that, like, I get really, I get a little unhinged about this is chemtrails. Man, because if you know, you know, right? If you know, you know. Um, and part of the reason is because when they go through the sky and they're putting all that in there, then you know you're not going to have sun for a couple of days, also, right? But not only that, but what we're breathing in, yada, yada. But I've had to take some time and say, okay, it is what it is. I have absolutely no control over that. I have to let that go, not worry about it, and be in a space where I don't care until I have the power to change it. The things we cannot change individually, we cannot invest in our mind wise if it is overtaking our frequency. Okay. Um, uh, okay. Christine, today is book club. So we are talking about the question for book club, but every Monday I go live and answer questions. Okay, love? But stick around for book club. So if you would like to call in, if someone would like to call in and discuss how they feel um, about today's question, that would be amazing. Happy to have you call in 414-897-2869 is the call in number. But yeah, I think that, and the biggest thing here, if our creator created this plane for us to come to, they created it with the idea that we would be and find all the things we love and all the things we want, and we would live in that life. Sometimes we have people in our lives, and in the beginning, it's great, or maybe their family, and we feel obligated to be around them and stay around them and have them in our life. And the truth is, we're not obligated to keep anybody in our life, especially if someone is not good to or for us. Now, I do want to say that people who come into our life, and I'm going to just start with friends, partners, whatever, we start to have a loyalty to them. But if they do not treat us in a way that is loving and kind and good, we do not have to keep them, nor would they keep us if we treated them the way that they treat us. Gosh, half the time, if we just call them on our behavior, on their, if we call them on their behavior, they'll do us the favor of leaving. They'll do us the favor of leaving, so we won't even have to be the person that leaves. Okay? But we are here on this plane with the express intention of experience. Whatever experience you choose, you can have. Do no harm to yourself or others. Pick what you love, pick what you like. I'm going to just, I can tell I'm starting to channel. So if you call, I won't answer because my eyes will be a little closed. Pick what you love, pick what you like, pick what you enjoy, and leave the rest. Now, you might say to us, but oh, my family, I can't just walk away from my family. Okay, but you don't have to indulge in their behaviors and treatments if it is not good for your energetic being, for your source center, for your God center. If it is something that brings down your frequency, if it is something that brings down your light, if it is something that makes you small or suffocates your energy, you do not have to allow it in. Most people think, I cannot walk away. I am not allowed. We are here to tell you, if it is not within your vibration that you want to be in, why can you not walk away? Guilt? Fear? What is it that would hold you in a space with someone that is not holding you the way you are meant to be held? Why would you justify loyalty and staying in a situation that does not involve continual love? That is not why you are here. Maybe the lesson is for both of you. Maybe the lesson is that you get to walk away from what is not right, and they get to learn that if they are not right, you do not have to stay. People treat people inadequately, harshly, abusively, when they believe those people won't walk away. Or maybe that's just the way they behave with everybody and they just don't know any better. Well, if you stay, you're not teaching them better. You're not helping them to learn that is not the way to treat somebody. And people say, I will be alone. I will have no family. For a moment, for a moment, you may be alone for a moment. Eventually, as you move on in your life, other people will come in. Better people will come in. And if those people do not treat you correctly, then you move on. They say that we should teach people how to treat us. I teach people by walking away because everybody else has already told them what I could say. For example, if you have a partner that has fidelity problems and you tell them you have fidelity problems, you're not present, you're this, you're that. Do you think their last partner did not tell them that? You telling them is trying to work on something that's not going to work out. You just have to walk away once you know. Because the idea is not to honor somebody who is not honorable. The idea is to honor yourself. The only person you have control of is you. The only person that you can be loyal to and completely have control of is you. And you might say, but I didn't give it a chance. You're not the one messing up. You gave them a chance. If somebody needs more than one chance and two chances and three chances, they will need five chances and 10 chances. Now, I'm not here advocating for you to cut off everybody at one little mistake. I am saying if somebody is not honoring you and they have crossed a line, it might be time for you to let go, to walk away, to be in a space where even if you are the only place in your life, you are at least honoring your life, but others will come in. Now, you get to choose the level of heaven you want to be at. How do you choose this? What makes you happy? What brings you love? What brings you joy? What makes you feel good? What makes you feel peace? And not that momentary craving satisfaction, although sometimes it could be something like that, but more what feeds your soul, what brings light to you, what recharges your battery. When you are in that space and you have that, everything else will come. And you go up and you go up and you go up and you go up. And some people, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to say it with every ounce of my being, they feel guilty for feeling good because nobody around them feels good. So they bring themselves down to fit the mood of everybody else. They walk into a room and they're happy and they're joyful and they're in their ja ja ja. And then they walk in and everybody's like this. And they go, "Ooh, okay, I should not be so happy here." Even if they have a partner, a child, or whatever that is not so happy, they will adjust themselves to that level instead of going up and staying where they are and thinking, guess what? That's our problem. If they want to be miserable, they can be miserable, but I'm not going to be miserable with and for them. You chose your lane. I'm choosing mine. But we don't do that, do we? No, I'm not saying if somebody's suffering a loss or an illness, we just show up happy. But the best way to help somebody recover from that is to bring joy into their life. If you are in a space where you're constantly readjusting your frequency or your mood for others, it's time for you to find a new space depending upon what you want. I'm going to give you a few examples here. There are people that will only reach out to you if they're lonely, if they're sad, if they want to talk about this problem or that problem. But when they're happy, they're around other people. You're their outlet. And what does an outlet do? They plug in and then you give. They call you, wah, 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 and then you give. You charge them up. And then they go about their day and they have happiness with other people, and then you are recharging yourself. But what if, and when they're happy and they're having their celebrations and their dinners and their parties, is that like, hey, Charger, come on over to the party. I'm having a good day. We're having a birthday. No, they don't reach out. They don't reach out. But when they have their woo woo moment, their wah moment, oh, it's been such a bad day. Go tell your party people. Go tell your party people my plugs are full with my cords. Go tell your party people. If you want to move through levels of heaven, and this again, if Source, God, Creator created the plane that we are on, it is a level, it is a heaven that we are moving up and down through. It is a level we are moving up and down through. We choose through what we choose, what level we want to be on, what level we are going to experience. And we choose this by what we're choosing, what experiences we're choosing, and the people and their experiences around us. Everybody has good, bad, happy, sad. It's momentary and they get through it, and then we go up together. Somebody who's constantly holding your ankle while you're on the hot air balloon and they're keeping it down, that is keeping you from your next level of heaven. And you don't have to completely cut people out, but you can minimize. You can make a 5 minute only on the phone. You can make a 3 minute only. Oh, I'd love to come, but I can't. So sorry. But thank you so much. You can go and say, okay, I have a 30 minute limit, and we're going to have surface talk, no deep, pull me down, charge you up talk. If this is heaven and you are moving through levels of heaven, what level would you say you're on? And the way you know that is by the mood, the frequency you've been carrying. Your mood is your frequency, and that is also the level you are experiencing. Now, some people think the person who looks the happiest, the person who seems or is the happiest, might be on the highest level. That might be true. The person who has the most contentment and acceptance might be on the highest level frequency. A certain amount of peace and acceptance for all that is might be the higher frequency, because they're not trying to change. They've just accepted this is it, but they are at peace with it. As you move through the levels of this plane, of this heaven, you get to decide by your daily choices, by your daily, weekly, monthly decisions of what you put in you, what you do with you, who you allow around you, who you don't allow around you. You have a vessel. This vessel is here to have experiences on a plane that is a plane of heaven. Artificial substances can make you feel elevated, but once they leave, if you are here and you have a artificial substance, it brings you here. Once the substance leaves, it brings you here. And then you want the substance again to get here, but it only takes you here this time. That can be sugar, alcohol, drugs, medications, caffeine. Leave my caffeine alone. It can be any of it. So to be a naturally rising, there should be peace and no outside interference for a bit of time in every cycle. In every cycle can be a day, a week, a month. But when you are allowing outside interference from social media, television, radio, whatever comes here is already in your frequency. Now, think about this. If it gets to your frequency and it brings that frequency, your level, your mood down or up is important. If it gets in here, that means it's gotten into your mind. If it gets into your ears, it gets into your mind. You want to make sure that whatever you're letting into your frequency, your ears, your mind, brings your level up, brings it up, brings your state of being up. If whatever you are taking in brings you worry, concern, can you control that? If you cannot, it's bringing you down. And in those cases, you must let it go. You must. And you must bring up your levels by bringing in controlled sources, comedians, music you absolutely love. Music is one of the biggest hypnotizers there is in this world. Nothing will hypnotize you faster. Nothing will program your mind faster. Nothing will change your frequency faster than music. You want to have music that is pleasing to your frequency. And we know they've changed the hertz of the music. So find the one that is not changed. This is why so many have gone back to vinyl. But then find the words that if you are listening and you are believing and you are accepting, the words that you are doing that with are bringing in what you want. When you're listening to, he broke my heart, he had the other woman, he took all of my money, there's not enough money, there's this, it is programming every ounce of you, especially if you are singing it. Anything you hear, even if you do not believe it, especially if you hear it on repeat, it is programming you. Make sure, even if you have to go to your computer and create your own song with GarageBand or some other thing, the AI can do it now. You put in the words and they turn it into a song. Make sure you put the beat that you love and the words that you want, like, I'm sorry, you guys, I just lost it because my mind went to a song, Sugar Daddy Set Me Free. I'm so sorry, and I hope y'all are laughing at that. Please laugh at that. I'll get back in it in a second. I'm so sorry. But I have my anthem song for the day. Let's all start playing that. Woot, woot. I'm so sorry, you guys. Give me a second to get it back. Oh my gosh. Okay, in the chat, while I'm here, put in the chat, what do you love? I know we talked about this last week, the travel stuff. What do you love on a daily? On a daily, on a daily, on a daily. What do you love that you can do more on a daily? Okay. And then also, um, oh, on a yeah. What can you think before you go to sleep at night so that when you wake up in the morning, you have already programmed yourself into a better place, okay? Okay, I'm gonna go back into it. I just wanna say hi to everybody who's hey, Heather. Hey, Shelly. Hi, Fawn. Yeah, caffeine. Christine, thank you for hanging. Thanks for staying with us. Music lady, hey. Um, and Mimi. Okay, you guys. Fawn, I said Fawn and Shelly. Did I? If I missed somebody, I'm so sorry. I'm going back up to make sure I didn't miss anybody. If I did, pop in a comment. Um, Naps, yeah. So okay. So the more we do that we love, right? The more choices that we make that we love of things we love, and let's just say it's water, the beach, and we don't it's too cold outside where you live, get in a, like, make us a nice bath with salt, like the ocean, and just enjoy, just sit there like you're at the ocean. um, if you can't get to the ocean, water's water as long as you filter it and so on. So then the next thing would be that if you are like, for me, I can tell you mine on a daily, it's the gym. It's the gym. Okay, candles. Oh, yes, and candles, like, disperse negativity also. Who is that? Catherine! Hey, Catherine. I love candles throughout my home. I have, like, so many candles in every single room. Those are facts. Um, and they will, like, disperse some negativity too. Like, kinda, I don't know if it burns the negative energy. I don't know what it does, but I love it. I love it. And then, ooh, sorry. Um, yeah, so Fawn says, listen to music all day while working. Yes. Yes. There is a thing that AI will now, seriously, if you have AI, you can put in exactly the words and you can pick your beat and they will do that song for you. I've it, that's amazing. So if there's something I'm bringing in this, I'm getting promoted, whatever it is that you personally want, put that in and watch it play that, you know, um, because that does music, sound, and then the feeling from the sound will raise your frequency faster than anything. So everybody knows the theory about the old church bells, right? If you know the theory about the old church bells, um, say yes. If you don't, put in no. If you don't know the theory about the old church bells, I'll tell you they cracked all of the old church bells. Um, and yes, and the reason they did it, when they would ring those big, really big church bells, um, the frequency that would be emitted. Okay, you don't know this. Here we go, Shelley. Um, the frequency when they would, how they used to ring them and they were so big and you could hear it. Well, we could feel that frequency also. So that frequency that it would emit, and, the feeling of it, the sound of it, was healing. Now, we are humans, we have a certain frequency that we operate on. And if we go up in our frequency, all of our abilities, whatever our abilities are, get stronger. If we go down in our frequency, they get weaker. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't really talk about uh, like devils, demons, diablos. I don't know how I feel about all of that. I really don't. I don't discuss it on air. But what I will say is this: if you're someone that has the potential to have a very high frequency, there will be people that come into your existence that bring that frequency down. Now you're going to say, and I'm going to say, every single person I know has people come in that can bring their frequency down. So discernment comes in, and we have the right. We don't owe anyone, except for maybe our kiddos under 18. We don't owe anyone, nobody has the right to us, our energy and our frequency, but we feel out of guilt and obligation that we should be around them. Like we can't just, even somebody we just met, we feel obligated to be nice to them. And we have this sense of loyalty to people who are not always good to us. They might say rude things, they might do rude things, but still we're like, oh, but they, and we make an excuse for them. And here's the thing: even if they say it and you say, yeah, I know it's not true, it's going to hit you in that space. So okay, they took, let's go back to the big church bells. They took all the bells and they cracked them so they couldn't ring them anymore, a great percentage of them. So we don't have the church bells any longer. But sound and the frequency it emits is the fastest way to bring your frequency up, as long as it's good. Now go from the 80s music to the 90s music. What happened? The music went from club dancing, boom, 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 to 90s. And what did they call it? I can't think of the word they called 90s music, but it was very depressing. It was very, very, very depressing. Very depressing music. Um, that whole genre of music, grunge. Exactly, just the name. Think about hip hop to grunge, pop to grunge. Think about that. Heavy metal to grunge. And that music brought frequencies down so low. Okay, 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 okay. Uh, yeah. Um, so I can get up and go get it, but bells, I have this. So if your ears are sensitive, you might want to cover them, but and then even though this is small, I can feel this, like especially even now still that frequency, I can feel it. There are tuning forks which are very, very good. Make sure you get a good set. You don't have to pay a lot of money, you just have to make sure they're calibrated correctly. And even if you get a good set of tuning forks, you can take them to like a music store and ask them to make sure they're at like the 432, the one, whatever the hertz are. Um, and they're not horribly expensive if you go through the right place to get them. Um, the other thing is just music, good old music, music that you love. I don't care who sings it. Think about this song. I'm just gonna do this song for a second and tell me if you smile or you don't smile. I can't drive 55. Like I know I'm way off beat, but when we think about that song, if you're from that genre, even if you were a hip hop person, you have a feeling that goes with that song. Now I'm going to do another song, and I want you to think of the feeling that the song gives you. Um, Pop it like it's hot, pop it like it's hot. When the pigs want to get at you. Okay, I'm just laughing because I don't even know if that's what the song really says. I think it's a verse from the song, but what feeling do you get when you think of that song? Okay. And then I'm going to sing another song. This is how you remind me of who I really am. Okay? 440 hertz. You're right. The frequency is 440, but they changed it. They changed it. They knew that, and they changed it. And they did it intentionally. So when you think of the song, this is Nickelback, This Is How You Remind Me of Who I Really Am, it's a completely different feeling. So pick the music. Like there's a song I can't listen to, No Tears in Heaven. Mm-mm. I can't even think of that song. I can't even think about that song. It takes me out of myself. It takes me completely out of my frequency. So then I'll go to a song that makes me laugh. Na 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 tequila, which brings us back up again, depending on you. So there is a song, I saved the video. I don't know where it is, but there is a symphony that was written so very long ago, and it is the perfect frequency to heal. Yeah, some people say Ring My Bell is a huge manifestation song if you listen to that. But think about even the title of that song, Ring My Bell. And then it's supposed to be a frequency song that you can manifest with. But then on top of that, okay, so then on top of that, it's talking like the bell, again, the frequency, the sound. So when you think of, okay, now I want you to think music, okay? For some people, it's certain shows they can watch or certain things they can visualize, okay? And then what you can do to move your body. Like I'm in the morning making my smoothie, dancing. Music, no music, I'm making my smoothie and I am dancing. And I don't care. Okay. Moving those parts of the body, especially the root chakra, you're going to feel everything loosen up as far as energy goes. Okay. So let's talk about that. What can you guys do that makes you just know, like you feel good? You just know you feel good with that. That is going up levels in heaven. Okay. So if you are, let's just say you're not having the best day and you hear a sad song and it feeds into your bad day. And let's say you just went through a breakup, right? And then you hear a song that either reminds you of that person or talks about the breakup. And it's gonna feed that. Like you're feeding a little beast, right? Yum, 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 yum. And then if you hear a song that's about all my single ladies, all my single ladies, all my single ladies are to the left, to the left. It's an empowering song, right? I scratched his car with what is that one? I think who sings that? Like the redhead sings that. Um, He'll cheat again, but it won't be with me. Like that song, that's empowering. That gives you back your, yeah, F you. And then you start building back your frequency, right? So tell me, what's your power song? What's your good? What brings your frequency up? What brings you builds you? What builds your energy and builds your frequency? Because if this is a heaven, and I believe it is because our source, our God, our creator put us here, right? And we are here to have experiences that we love. Now, some people would say, oh, going to a theme park and riding roller coasters is it brings me so much joy. Oh God. And then for me, like, no, I cannot, no, no. Being on a paddleboard in the middle of a lake, perfect, beautiful, love it. Cycling down a trail with nobody else on it. Mm, perfect, beautiful, love it. Being at the gym with my brother, you guys, I'm going to tell you a gym story in a minute. I can't help it. I can't help it. Perfect, beautiful, love it. And being at the gym by myself. So, what's yours? Think of your things. Now, we don't have to have every moment of every day be that beautiful thing, but we have, as adults, as full grown adults with our bodies and in control of our bodies, we can make enough choices during the day that are feeding our light, our love, our soul, things that we love. We have a food we love, eat it for lunch. Okay, I'm not saying chocolate, but it keeps popping in my mind. And I haven't had sugar in so long. Um, but what do you love? What's so good that you when you eat it, you're like, oh my gosh, like a BLT or something. I don't know. I'm just making up food now. Um, what do you love, right? Have it. That's why you're here to have experiences, to experience life, love that life. We were put here with so many choices, right? So many choices, so many different companies to work at, so many different people we could be friends with, so many different just stores we can shop at. Okay. Okay. So what, and I'm going to say this. We don't want to feed the dopamine. We don't want to hit the dopamine button. We want to hit the heart button. The dopamine button might be caffeine. I won't admit that for me. Okay, it is. Whatever. Who cares? Who cares? The dopamine button is shopping and feeling good about the shopping. The dopamine button is the drink, the things that feed that dopamine. They give you the little high, right? Now, the heart button, hitting the love button. What hits the love button? What hits the love button is a really good conversation with someone, maybe. Reading a book you absolutely adore. Going to the gym and accomplishing a new weight. Uh, Whatever that love button is for you. Now, it could be a food that you eat. It could be but the more, okay, so let me get back to this. The more choices on a monthly, weekly, daily basis you make that you love, things that you love to do, the higher you're going to go into the levels of this plane's heavens. Okay. And part of enjoying it is not caring or worrying about what other people think, say, and do. No guilt, no shame. Now, and do no harm. As long as you're not harming someone else, right? And I'm not talking about their literal feelings. Oh, it hurt your feelings. You didn't come over. Okay, well, I'm sorry, but this is what I chose to do instead, correct? So being in that space that allows you to choose what brings you up in frequencies and being around the people that bring you love and laughter and light, genuine, that feeds the heart, the soul, the light. And that's where you want to be. Okay, let me see what people are saying. Uh, oh my gosh, being around horses. Man, I love horses. I love horses so much. Yes. Oh, yes. Um, I wanna Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. Yes! Doing my hair and makeup and dressing up in nice clothes. Yes. Not my homeless mom. Yes. Oh, Noelle says, "I love to play music." Yes, Noelle, that's it. That and music is the strongest, fastest way to bring that frequency up. Absolutely. That's why when we hear something that is like, I can't even say this without getting that feeling like nails on a chalkboard. How it just, right? Right? Oh, but then when we think about a beautiful the music that's beautiful to us. So some people might say, "Oh my gosh, going to the symphony and listening to an orchestra," and other people would say, "That's torture. It's torture." Okay, so what that's why there's such a beautiful variety because what brings you up? What feeds you, not the next person, is what's going to take you through those levels of heaven. Knowing and it starts not tomorrow but now. And the more you feed yourself what you want, right? And stop listening to others who want from you, right? Like they'll make you feel bad because you're not doing what they want. They'll make you feel bad because you feel good. They'll make you feel bad with statements. I used to hear this always as a child. I didn't even know what it meant. I didn't. I'm not cultured like that. You're such a prima donna. I was like, I think that's a compliment. You're such a prima donna. Awesome. Serious. Seriously, I really thought it was a compliment, but I knew it probably wasn't because the person that said it didn't really like me so much. Or you think you're better than us. Now that you have blah, 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 you think you're better than us. Hmm. No, that's your feeling, not mine. But okay. Okay. So, whatever it is for you that keeps you plugged into you and keeps you growing every day, that's where you need to be and where you want to be. Oh, nature, sunrises and sunsets, the moon and the sea. Yes, Catherine, yes. Stevie Wonder, don't you worry about a thing. Ah, yes. So, what you want to do, if this is a heaven, if you want to look at where this plane, this physical plane that we came to experience, and we came down here to feel. If we came down, let's say, because as we go up, it's more higher frequency. So they say down here because this might be lower frequencies, but that doesn't mean we can't be at the highest possible frequency for us, right? So if we came here to this frequency of heaven, and I believe it's a continuation, it keeps continuing to just get higher and higher and higher. And there are so many levels um, that we could discuss, but we're just going to focus on this one today. Then the idea is not to have the experiences we're supposed to have, not to have the experience we were brought up to have, not to have the experiences that are the right experiences according to other people, because those are the right experiences maybe for them, or maybe they're generational experiences that have been handed down and expected, but to have the experiences, and this is the word I want you to stick with, the feelings, the feeling that you want. The feeling, the experiences that bring you the feeling that you want, that you enjoy, that you, that brings your frequency up, dancing, moving in whatever way you move, music, whatever it is for you that you enjoy. And if you find others that enjoy that also, amazing, absolutely amazing. Singing and dancing, yes. Um, yes, singing for me, mostly when nobody else is around, unless I'm on the show, 100%. Um, but here's the bigger part about moving through levels of heaven. Not everybody can, will, or wants to go to the higher levels. And this is hard for us. This is really hard for us. So we might have people in our life that we like and love, care about, and we want them to be with us and we're their cheerleader and we want to take them. But as long as they're with us, we might not be able to go up higher. Now, I'm going to say something here that's a little bit, people might not like it. I had some people in my life that on the surface, they seemed happy. Anybody who didn't know them would say, yeah, that's a pretty happy person. But if you can see people, you could know they were kind of miserable. And I'm not insulting anybody, I'm just saying it's just they were very, their circumstances that they personally chose and are living with as full grown adults, full grown, big girl, big boy adults, they were really unhappy. They could present as happy, but they weren't really happy. That happens to all of us. I'm just going to say that we've had a time in our life where we may have chose A, B, or C, and we ended up with ick. Okay, we didn't love the choice, or we didn't love the way the choice was going, and then we would just have to choose differently. But if we're really stuck on this working out, or we feel like we can't, we become more and more unhappy or miserable. Those people are not going to be able to fly through your levels with you. And when you're around them, even though they are seemingly happy on the surface, if they're controlling or unhappy at their core, eventually it will get to you. Eventually, you will not be in that space of happiness and joy, so on and so forth. So, as you go up in levels, you may experience that not everyone can come with you, but you may also experience that you don't want everyone to come with you. And that is really one of the hardest things as a caring person that we face because we think it's bad. We think, "Oh, how could I think that? I don't want them to go up levels." They don't wanna go up levels. They're happy in their pouty, poopy self. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm trying to be funny, trying to be a little bit funny here. But if they wanted to go up levels, they could choose differently, right? But they want to stay there, and that's their content point. So if I want to be here, whatever here is for me, if I want to keep going up in levels because I want, you know, this life, but they're happy there, good, awesome. But it's going to be difficult. And I'm not saying one is better than the other because if everybody's content, that's what's good, right? Not everybody's supposed to hit 100 every day, right? Some people are at 50 and they're a-okay with 50. They're a-okay with 50. Other people are like, I want to hit those. I want to hit that high. I want to be happier. I know there's more. I'm going to get it. I know it. Then we keep going, but keep in mind there may be people that leave, that you leave, that whatever happens, you end up here and they can't go with you. And that's okay. And it might be somebody that you really love, you really care about, but you know they're okay where they are because that's where they want to be. And you have to make that make sense to you. The biggest prohibitor in evolving through levels of heaven are emotions like guilt, shame, sadness. So, unless you intentionally, very intentionally, and knowingly do something to harm someone, you should not have guilt. And people might feel like that's not good for me to say. But if I've not done anything, I may do something and at the moment, I might not realize it's going to hurt you, or I might not be even be thinking about that. But if I did something and I didn't realize this is something that would impact you this way, or I didn't do it intentionally, I should not have guilt. Now, even if we do something that truly could be harmful to somebody else, at some point we have to let go of that guilt. And we have to say, okay, we've made it through, and now we have to move on and not carry that guilt because the only thing the guilt does is feed the ego. Shame, guilt, everything is egoic, good or bad. Shame, guilt, fear, sadness feed the ego also because ego keeps you in a space, right? It keeps you here. And as long as it's being fed from this side or this side, it's there. Okay. So the sooner we can just say, it was an experience, I experienced it. I would or would not experience it again. Maybe I don't even know if I'm going to experience it again. I'm not going to have a judgment about that experience. I wouldn't judge somebody else who had that experience. I'm not going to judge that experience for myself or for anybody else. Then we can move on and start to move up. Okay? So that's I hope this is helpful. I hope you guys are getting it, right? And here's the thing, we've all done things we want to be forgiven for. The hardest person to forgive is ourself, right? And so if we can forgive ourselves, and oftentimes when somebody does something to us, we blame ourselves. We should have known better, right? We should have stayed. We should have this. We should have that. Like, How did I not know? You know what I mean? Like, I had a client that was, leaving near bar time, leaving a place, a bar, and someone, walked up to her and said, "Hey, give me your purse with a pew pew," and she was like, "No," and she fought for her purse, and it's instinctual, but then her comment was not about that, it was like, "I should have had somebody walk me to the car. I shouldn't have left by myself. I shouldn't have been in that neighborhood." And don't we all do that? Don't we all do that? So we let go of that, and in that case, she has nothing to forgive for herself, right? Nothing. She's okay. She finally gave up her purse, thank goodness. And then but she's okay, but she shouldn't have been there's nothing that should have had her blaming herself, right? But we do that. So, forgive ourselves, realize we come here for experiences. Some of them are chaotic, some of them are crazy, some of them are lessons. We're teaching ourselves a lesson. We're teaching ourselves every single day what we like, what we love, what we don't. And the sooner we can move on from the lesson and into the blessings, into the what we like, because everything we like and love is a blessing. Everything we like and love is a blessing. So the sooner we can move away from what we don't like with no guilt, no feelings about it. I don't like it. It's like trying to feed somebody something like you wouldn't force that, right? It's just like it's a preference. And that's why we're down here for preferences, for what we want, what we don't want. So the sooner we can move away from what we don't want, what we don't like, and move into what we do want and what we do like, the higher we can go and the more consistently we can have that feeling. Now, a false feeling is like being you might feel good when you drink, but that's a false like a kind of a false feeling because it's not genuine from inside, right? It's something helped you. It's a medicated thing. So the sooner you can get to the genuine good feeling of it, right? And then stick with that, then and the more you can do that consistently, the better. So again, whether it's something you eat, something you do, and I'm going to tell you the two things that change your frequency, your feeling the fastest without using your mind, because the mind can be the most difficult thing to change, right? It's difficult for us to change our mind on anything, especially once we double down on it. Two things: sound and frequency. The frequency from the sound, so like music, comedians, and being very intentional, like about what we are listening to, and then movement, body movement. So many of you know I work out with my youngest brother, Stevie, who is 44 and has Down syndrome. He never he never worked out before, and this past, especially since kind of since February, he really through the holidays, we didn't get to work out very much, but after the holidays, kind of into February, he was able to work out a lot more. And every time we hit the gym now, and when I'm talking with him on the phone, he says, "Tony, me hooked." Like he's hooked on the gym now, and he loves it. And there are a few things in the gym. It takes more than one time to help him, like completely grasp all the movements, like the plate loaded leg press. Takes him a couple times. It took a couple times to really get him there to be able to like push it up with your toes, pop out the handles, move your feet up, press. Okay, now go back to tippy toes, push it up, pull the handles in. So he finally has it down, and now his whole thing, his whole thing is like more plates. So he's done 400 pounds. He and I have done 400 pounds together, but I keep us right around that 360 pounds. We build up to it, but every time we walk by it, if it's not a leg press day, he's so sad. He's like, come on, today? And I'm like, no, not today. And he is like, just like, I'm like, but tomorrow, we get to do it tomorrow. And he'll be like, okay. And he'll look at it tomorrow. He points at it, but that gives him that true heart feeling. It's something now that he loves, something he wants to do. That's bringing up, and when he's doing it, his frequency keeps climbing. And the more days we do it, so dancing, movement, walking, especially in nature, the beach, trees, whatever your nature is, movement and sound, music, sound, voices, whatever feeds your soul. You are here to understand you're having an experience of you. Everything else is something you brought in to say yes, to validate your experience. Everything else validates your experience. What you see going on around you validates what your mind is telling you is true. Okay, that's so important to remember. So if everything you're seeing around you is chaotic, drama, sadness, this is a program your mind is running. When you start to go up in frequency or you let go of certain things, heal certain things, start listening to different things, start moving in different ways, you will start to see now what your mind is telling you and how your mind is telling it to you. What you're believing is what you're seeing. So the higher you go, the better the vision that you will have. Okay? Your thoughts are the writer. It's writing the script. Your thoughts are writing the script. Now, some of them end up getting crumpled and thrown away. Your eyes are the projector. Your heart is the feeling. So your thoughts are the writer. When your heart feels that, then it projects it out, whether you see it in somebody else or yourself. So if you believe everybody is wealthy and good and happy, and you genuinely believe that, you will start to see that. If you believe everybody is, suffering and that's what you will see. So start changing, even if in the beginning it's not a 100% belief. Keep going until it is. And write out what you want to see in the world. Write out what frequency. And I don't want to say frequency you'll be on, because you'll just say, I want to be on the highest frequency. Write out what you want to see and allow that to just solidify in you. Now, people will say, but the reality is what you bring into it. What's going on in most of the world will never ever touch most of us personally. What's going on in other countries with certain things will never personally touch us. Will never personally. The only way we know about it is because it's on a feed 24/7 and everybody's putting their opinion of good, bad, fear, 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 right? It will never personally touch us. Most of it. I'm going to tell you something. If you start believing in mermaids and unicorns and Pegasuses, it's only a matter of time before you start seeing them. And then you should be like, yeah, but people would think I'm crazy. Do you care? Do you care? And why? Why do you care? So, again, if you want to move through, you are in an experiential state. We're given physicality so we can experience. When we leave here, this plane, and we go to higher levels of heaven, we don't have this physicality. We're here to experience an orgasmic life. Whatever that is for you, and what's orgasmic, this beautiful orgasmic life for you, is not going to be the same as maybe a sibling, a parent, a child, or even maybe your best friend. There may be some things you guys are like, yeah, let's do this. Let's go get tacos. Awesome. But then you're like, oh, I feel like lobster. Ah, I hate seafood. Okay, bye. I'm going. Okay. What your experiences are is what makes you go up and down. What your feelings are keeps you there. You own the escalator. You own the elevator. The escalator, the elevator, you own it. You're pushing the buttons. Sometimes other people push the buttons. You just can't let them. You have to keep pushing your buttons. You have to be in control of them. You have to be able to say, I'm going up. I might stop on this floor for a while because it's a lot of fun and there's a party going on here and I want to dance and I want to be part of this. But then I'm going to go up a little bit more and then a little bit more and then a little bit more. And I'm going to keep going until I'm where I want to be. Okay. So that's my take on this. I hope you guys let me see what next week's question was. I was so excited about this week's question. I didn't even look at next week's question yet. I think I skipped a page. Nope, this is it. What if by healing yourself, you heal others and therein heal the world? I'm going to start this one off now. There's a school of thought, a theory, if you will, that where and what you are is where and what everything is. Now, I personally will say, if you start healing yourself, the people that end up in your world are healed to that level. And your world is right here. Okay? I want to go with you, Catherine. I want to go. Oh my gosh. Okay, have fun in Punta Cana. And so your world is not the whole world, but we're going to talk more about that next week, you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for being here. Please know I love each and every one of you so very, very much. And I will see you Monday for Monday at noon for the psychic show, and then Tuesday for the book club. But Catherine, You just enjoy Punta Cana, okay? You guys have an amazing week. I'm sending you all so much love. Bye for now.